3, 2, 1, and we are live with a very special, serious episode of the Sonic the Hedgehog podcast. I'm your host, Sonic the Hedgehog. Special guest with me today, Sonic the Hedgehog. And second channel, that's kind of the talk of the town right now. This is the big, probably the biggest change that YouTube, my experience with YouTube, has seen in a very long time. Probably the best change that my channel has seen in a very long time. And there's a lot of questions about it. A lot of things that need to be addressed, specifically what kind of content you like and where that's going to be, and moving forward, if this is a change that you're going to like. And it is. This is almost a no downside change. And we're going to get right into that. First of all, you notice I don't have my Sonic hat on today. I have the Mountain Dew hat because it's a very special free episode. This is not uploaded to the YouTube members or Patreon. Normally it is. This is episode 6 of the Sonic the Hedgehog podcast. But considering how important some of this information is, literally, I kind of sound like I'm joking when I say this, but in terms of the content that I put on YouTube, this is the biggest, most need-to-address change that I've ever had to make. And also one of the ones that makes me the happiest, the most excited. And we're going to have to start from the very beginning. So basically, a lot of you guys have noticed I've started a second channel. This gets sometimes upwards of 3 uploads a month, and it's the type of content that you guys may have seen 3, 4, 5 years ago, even beyond that. And so a lot of questions have arisen. I also, every time I upload, I put it out on the main channel through a community post for anyone on there. Some people don't even notice it's a different channel because they're like, oh, well, this is the same type of content I'm seeing anyway, and he's putting it in a YouTube community post. So some people don't even really notice that. Those who do, obviously, are going to have a lot of questions as to the who, what's, where, whens, and why. Is the main channel dead and abandoned, like everyone has guessed that it would be for the past 11 years? I have been doing YouTube over 10 years now. Close to 11, but it hasn't quite hit that date. It's just within the 11th year right now. And I still love it just as much as I ever have. I work on it more than I ever have. And I want to specifically start out by saying I've always gotten comments, probably from everybody saying it's interesting how much the content has changed over the years, or even saying that they miss some of the old content. Those have always been thrown around. They'll be thrown around on every channel that's been around for more than 3-4 years. This one being around for 10 gets that, has always gotten that. I've gotten that 3 years into YouTube. 7 years ago, I was getting plenty of comments like that. The way I see it, obviously you might not see it this way. If you think the content's changed, fair enough. I have never quit doing a specific type of content and said I'm not doing it anymore. It's just always a matter of time till I get back around to it again, because as I add to the ideas of types of videos I want to do, my pool of which grows, the content also continues to take longer and longer to make for reasons I'll address here. That's the biggest reason for making this video. And for the most part, like even YTPs, the very first thing I ever did on YouTube on a different channel, My Red Yoshi, I still like making YTPs. Sometimes I'll insert little bits into different videos, and I actually do plan on making some in the future. It's just a matter of when. Even What's Up With videos. People say, oh, whatever happened to What's Up videos? Sonic was just asking me about this. It's not that they went away or that I stopped making review content. I don't title them that. I don't have a cardboard silver in them. You know, our contract is up with him. He's off doing other bigger, better things for now. But I still do that type of video in its own evolved form. I'm not 19 anymore. When I started YouTube, I was, it might have been closer to 16 or 17. So sure enough, yeah, my editing and tastes and different things have evolved, but I still do that type of content. You won't find a type of video that I really don't do anymore. Then you might ask yourself, well, where are they? If you still do shopping videos, why haven't you done a shopping video on the main channel in so long? So that gets into the general evolution of things. So my philosophy on YouTube has been pretty consistent into how I want to run my content, in that as you do YouTube, or any profession, to be honest, or any hobby, you slowly get better at it or faster at it. You learn what you like, you can envision it better, you can accomplish it quicker, better, faster, hopefully, if you're trying to improve. Not everyone maybe does. Okay, but take my word on it that I actually put in a lot of effort and care quite a bit. I have continuously, for the past 10 years, tried to be faster at producing the videos that I do and wanting to get better at doing them. Now, that comes with a fork in the road. Everyone meets this fork when they get faster at what they're doing. I can do one of two things. I could make the same type of content that I was doing 6 years ago. For example, let's say it took 6 days to make a What's Up With video. As I got better and faster at doing them, I could do one of two things. I could choose out to put, and let's say I get better to the point where it only takes 3 days to make it instead of 6. I could either make twice as many videos, or I could put twice as much effort into the same videos and they come out at the same rate, but they're twice as good. Or maybe they're twice as long. Or maybe the editing is twice as meticulous and deep. Or maybe I'm twice as good at accomplishing whatever goals I want to do, right? Now, my personal choice for the Peter Knetter channel, the main channel, has always been I want to make the content better. Instead of putting out stuff at twice the rate, I can edit videos in a day that 6 years ago would have taken me a month. And instead of uploading a video every single day that's like that, I am choosing to do bigger projects, put more work into the editing, maybe make them longer. At least that's the route that I want to go down. Now, time constraints and sponsorships and things like that always do mess with that a little bit. So it's not like every single video I put out is definitely going to be better than the last. But I do try to do that. Basically, my philosophy has been I'd rather improve than get faster at uploading. That is not a good YouTuber decision. That might be a decision that makes me happy because that's what I want to do. I want to be really proud of my content. That might be a decision that makes the viewers who watch my stuff happy if they actually see the work I put in, if they actually think the content is better. It doesn't bode well in terms of keeping up with the modern times of people wanting videos pretty quickly. I'm not one of the great YouTube legends who can upload once a year and get millions of views off it and then continue to be like, all right, cool, that'll last me the rest of another year until I want to upload again, or half a year, whatever. I'm not that cool. I wish I was. That'd be a great place to be. Maybe we'll get there someday. I don't want to upload that rarely on main channel no matter what. Realistically, I really like the every 2 weeks type of thing on the main channel. But either way, you hit that fork in the road, and for me, I decided, okay, I want to continue to make my content better instead of making it faster. Now, as a result of that, there are some videos that I've done over the years that fit less and less with the philosophy I want on my main channel. Shopping videos we'll use as the primary example, but there's tons of them. Flash games, fan games, different little things where, yeah, I could sit down and record for an hour and edit in an hour and put up a video that people have liked, that has been on the main channel for years and years. But as I've slowly curated and decided I want to be more particular, more precise, maybe to an annoying degree for many viewers with my content, making it better and better instead of faster and faster, there are certain types of content that are much fewer and far between. For instance, the Spyro series, when I played through the Reignited trilogy, that was a nice, I had a lot of fun with that. The videos, I'd literally sit down, record for 40 minutes. I would edit them for an hour, and I get to put them up. Thumbnails were pretty easy. It was very easy, fast content to make. And there is nothing about that has become less fun to me. I don't want to put it up any less. I would totally do it all again. The problem is the way I've curated the main channel and the type of the quality of the content that I want on there. Those types of videos, like the Spyro ones or the shopping ones, I see as it throws off the audience. It makes them think, oh, okay, so you upload these big, as I might see them, works of arts. Maybe not everyone does. These big project videos where you put all this work into the editing and the transitions and everything. But then in between you put up 6 things that maybe took you a day to make. What's up with that? What's up with the main channel? Am I right? No? Not very funny? But it is mostly a me thing in the sense that I want what I put on the main channel to be my very high effort stuff that takes a long time. Bigger videos covering multiple topics, like all the plug and play stuff. If I were doing a video on the plug and plays that I'm doing nowadays, but I was doing it 5 years ago, I'd probably just cover one plug and play in a video, do a little review kind of segment, and that would be it. The main channel has evolved to the point where now I'm like, well, I want to do a big grand video. This is the video you come to if you want to learn about motion control plug and plays. This is the video you come to if you want to see what Sonic games you could run on your Motorola Flip Out. Excuse me. So well, just all encompassing the broad scale of what the main channel has become over the years. Exclude the second channel for now because that hasn't entered the picture yet. But over the years, I've slowly wanted the main channel content to be better and better and better. This has required certain types of content. I might think, oh, I kind of want to do this video. And then I'm like, it doesn't quite fit. And I've got this other bigger project I want to do. And so we're going to focus on that one instead. So now that arises a few problems. One, every type of content I've ever made, I still like making that type of stuff. And you'll see now that the second channel is a thing that I still will make it and put it up. And I get a kick out of it. People still seem to enjoy that type of stuff. It just was slowly siphoned out of the main channel because of how much work I wanted to put in a video for me to put it out. If I put out a video on the main channel, and maybe it's a really good video, but I didn't put as much work into it as I'd like to, I'm kind of like, not one of my best works. Just because of how, I don't know, I want a certain amount of effort presented on that channel. Even if people like the shopping videos, they don't take much time to make. They're easy to edit. I'm not going to say they're bad content because of that. I think there's content that's better than mine that's a million times easier to make out there on YouTube. But for me, I wanted the really high effort stuff on my channel, and that has slowly grown and stacked on top of itself in a way that has some positives and some negatives. The positives is I'm super proud of everything I put out on the main channel. Extremely so. People seem to enjoy it. I think the videos that I put out on there do have a much longer lifespan than stuff I used to put out. So I do like the direction that that's going. The caveat is twofold. One, there's a lot of type of content I'd like to make that I haven't really, not that I haven't been able to, but I've just chosen not to because I didn't think it fit that. Two, the YouTube landscape does require you to upload a certain amount at a certain rate. And if you don't, you better get a lot of views to keep your channel going. Because keep in mind, YouTube to me, it is a job because it is my full-time job. I do have bills to pay, and I actually love doing it. People forget that those two can be intertwined. They hear someone say, YouTube is my job now. I've corporatized it. That's what they hear. They hear, oh, and I have to, I only do it for the money now. It's like, okay, if YouTube didn't make enough money to do it as my full-time job, here's what would happen. I would get a real-world job, whether it's with the skill sets I've gotten through doing YouTube or otherwise, and I would do YouTube on the side. The caveat would be I wouldn't have nearly the amount of time I do right now to make YouTube videos. Obviously, if I have a separate job, that cuts down the time I have in a day, which maybe it's 10 hours go towards doing YouTube in a day. Well, now all of a sudden it's 2 because 8 hours go to my actual job, right? So human beings have to have jobs. And I happen to love doing YouTube. So it's always been a balance of okay, I do have to upload at a certain rate on the main channel in order to keep it as a job. If I stop uploading for too long, it just isn't sustainable. So whilst I want to continuously improve and make the videos better and better and better, I'm still restrained by the concept of time and having to make sure that YouTube makes money to keep YouTube going. That's essentially how every YouTuber, well, not every YouTuber, some people, again, can upload once a year and not have to worry about anything. And that's awesome for them. Maybe I'll get there someday. If I did, I will upload way more than once a year. That doesn't seem fun to me. But, you get the broad picture. So there's a demand for me to upload more often, not only by the financial aspect of it, but by the aspect of, okay, fans have a lot of videos. Fans, I say. Viewers have a lot of videos that they want to see that I haven't done in a bit. I want to make those videos, but it just hasn't fit my personal vision and the financial goals for the main channel. What do we do about that? Well, that's exactly where the second channel comes into play, and this has been a problem for the past 3-4 years. Having this sort of mental gymnastics, this balancing act in my head of what I want to put up. And I should have started this channel 2-3 years ago, because essentially this second channel is for everything that I have wanted to put on main channel that I've stopped myself because I don't think it has been, it's something that I can put enough effort into to make it a big, grand video. I can't do as many artistic transitions. Here's the thing, shopping videos, for instance, you could tell me, oh, Peter, we'll just sit down and edit them longer, put more effort into the editing, make it a bigger topic. That ain't really shopping videos, though. They lose the charm of what those are. Whatever people like about them, that changes it now to a new thing. And that's why people think like, oh, I missed some of the old content. It's because I've chosen to evolve certain types of it into something that I think fits the main channel more. And then some people are like, don't see it as the same type of thing. And I still want to make both. I want to make the high effort and the lower effort and the classic style and the newer style and all this stuff. Well, now second channel's kind of saving me in that regard. So we have Patter. This is a channel, to introduce you guys to it, you haven't seen it yet, Sonic. It was a channel that I made like 4 or 5 years ago where I uploaded some Rainbow Six videos that I made with some buddies of mine over Discord. And I kind of hoped it would be more of a consistent thing, but it deviated so much from what I normally do on YouTube that I personally just kind of got bored of it. Like, it was a bit of a phase to some extent. Those videos are private now, and if you ever see anyone ask how they can always win in Rainbow Six Siege, that was like the title of one of the videos, shush. Just pretend it never happened. The content's fine. It just it doesn't fit at all what that channel is. So it's private for now. Maybe I'll put it up somewhere else. But I took that channel and I said, okay, I've got all this stuff I want to make that I've just been suppressing myself from making for a long time, that people have wanted to see for a long time. Why am I not putting it on a second channel? And this solves twofold issues, because if I can have an upload schedule that's consistent on there, it's keeping up enough, then second channel can not only be the outlet for all that stuff, it could partially help with the issue of, oh, I need to upload on main channel or else I cannot sustain this as a job. Having the second channel is going to help massively with that. I do, of course, this is a public episode of the Sonic the Hedgehog podcast. This is not private. It's not behind a paywall, like most of them are. But the Patreon people, I mean, massive thanks to you guys. Every time someone joins, I want to send a personal thank you message, and Patreon actually sends an email like, hey, someone joined, send them a personal message. I'm like, I'd love to, but I haven't done that, and then I'd feel bad that I didn't do it to everyone else. But I am eternally grateful for that, because it has helped with my ability to upload at the rate I'd like, put the amount of effort that I want into main channel stuff. And second channel is just going to help so much more with that. Honestly, on the Patreon, I had a series, I still do, it's called Gamer Goose Day, where I would essentially just sit down and play a game really easily. I wouldn't even edit it 90% of the time. Excuse me. And I had a lot of fun with that. And it started, I mean, I've been doing the Patreon stuff for a little over a year and having a lot of fun with it. And I'm like, man, why am I having so much fun with just this really simple kind of content? And it really kind of made me reflect, like, oh yeah, because I still like doing the easier stuff. But I still want to do the really high effort stuff. And I started to have this convulsion, this implosion in my brain of like, man, how do I do both? Why have I not done both? Why haven't I just uploaded to a second channel? So for whatever type of content you like, you'll probably see it on both in different forms. Main channel is going to be very highly curated stuff that I put way more effort into. Essentially the same stuff I've been doing for the past 6 years. Higher effort than that, I hope. I can have the time to put that much effort into things. Bigger topics covering multiple things at once. Big projects like making cream, the character, not the food. And the really big stuff that I can put a lot of effort into, things that are going to become fabrication projects or big topics. I think the first really big one that I did that I was super proud of was educational Mario games, that type of stuff. That started this era that I love doing, of these big topic covering multiple games or multiple things within a series. That sort of stuff is going to stay on the main channel. Main channel is really not going to change, and the upload schedule isn't going to change. The amount of content that I'm putting on main channel is not at all hindered by me doing the second channel. That's the funny thing. Second channel takes so little time to make. I put plenty of effort into it, and I love doing it. People seem to enjoy it. But it really doesn't take that much. It takes about as much time as it does to do Patreon stuff, which I've been able to do consistently for a year and not upload any less on the main channel. So I've been really excited about that. Second channel is going to be for all the ideas that I have, all the random things that I just don't have enough time to do. I think of way more ideas than I can do. At least that's how it's been for the many, many years that I've been doing YouTube. And tons of ideas get scrapped because of that, because I don't have time, and then they get old. And so Maybe I have six types of videos I want to do with Nick, but I don't want to suddenly change the main channel into, oh, you guys were seeing me do crafts yesterday by myself. Now all of a sudden it's 6 videos in a row of me playing a game with my brother. I know people would like that, but there are some who wouldn't. So now I can do 6 videos in a row doing stuff with Nick on the second channel. So pretty much Patter is pretty much anything you've liked about the main channel. It's going to be there. Much more frequent, just a much faster rate, way more ideas. Some people may call it kind of a throwback. I've seen a lot of people be like, man, this is kind of like the old type of content. I guess that is how it is. In my brain, it's been weird because, yeah, I've never considered myself to stop doing that stuff. I just haven't had the time to do it lately with all the main channel things. So this to me has been really fun. It's been super fulfilling. I've had like this new renaissance in my brain, this new resurgence of enjoyment for YouTube. And I've never had a problem with burnout. I've never had a problem with like, oh, I don't really enjoy doing this. I want to do something else, because I've kept my content so varied. But inevitably, that creates a channel that has so many different types of content, and the channel itself and my vision for it is a little more selective. So me wanting to do all these different things and having all these ideas can now actually be channeled into a channel. And that's Patter. And it'll be linked. You guys can check it out. It's not going to be paid content. It is free. You consider it, you can just forget Patter exists. Just if you like my main channel stuff and the old stuff I used to do on the main channel, you can subscribe to Patter. You can just check out the content on there, but just pretend like it's the main channel, but that I'm just putting less time into it. You can just think of it that way. Was that a stupid analogy? Yeah, it kind of was. Oh, okay. Your mic is actually turned on. You can talk. He doesn't have much to say today. But yeah, this has been pretty much, this is going to be, has been, will be the biggest change I've made on YouTube in a very long time. And that says a lot, because I've never stayed consistent with the type of stuff I do. It always changes. And like I said, whilst I never really consider myself to stop doing things, I could see where it seems like I do. So you might see some YTPs on the Patter channel. I don't know. It's whatever the heck I feel like. And I think that's kind of the core of some of the enjoyment of YouTube, to be honest. I like watching people do what they want to do. And this is going to make that just ever more possible, way more exciting. It'll keep me, if you see me as a brand, it'll actually keep me as a brand and as a person more relevant in the minds of people, because I don't vanish for a month sometimes to work on Sonic Car. Stupid Sonic Car. I actually don't mind that. It just took so long to make. And I did things in a very weird roundabout way. That was interesting. But yeah, I mean, all in all, I'm having a blast with main channel stuff. There's never been a time where I haven't. I'm having an extreme blast with second channel stuff too. I've got big plans for both. I've got more time and effort that I can put into them than ever. And me personally, I'm way happier being able to do the stuff that I've wanted to do for a while and have kind of suppressed for a little bit, but still being able to work on my magnum opus, the Peter Knetter channel. I understand it might be a little bit annoying as an audience member how like artsy-fartsy I want to be with my main channel, but I do care about it that much. I want to put that much effort into the content on the main channel, because it's like my baby, you know? I want it to be as good as it possibly can be, but I also still want to use YouTube like, hey, I feel like doing this video with this thumbnail, and we'll see what people think of it. I'm going to throw it up. I'm going to play some dating simulators today, you know? I have two sides of me. I got the business side that wants to do all this extreme artsy stuff, and then I've got the side of me that I'm still just hanging out in my bedroom with Nick playing video games and want to record them and put them up on YouTube. And I think that's what we can do. I will say, I don't think this would have been possible if I didn't switch to Premiere Pro and specifically practice keybinds and get really good at things, because I have editing down pretty good right now. I gotta say, if ever YouTube didn't work out for me, maybe another 30 years from now, I had to stop making content and I became an editor, my biggest selling point would be I'm fast. And you know, isn't that just the most fitting thing, Sonic? Isn't that kind of funny how that works? So I want to see what people think. I mean, let me know if there's any thoughts on this. There's a lot of thoughts, I'm sure. I have a lot of thoughts. But you know what they say about thoughts? If you're hungry, you'd rather eat tater tots. Thanks for watching the Sonic Hedgehog podcast.